This story is set in a place called County Clare in Ireland, in Dunbeg Bay, a place that existed before the earth was covered in ice, before the nuclear bomb detonated and wiped out the Triffids, before the wasteland and the Dust Bowl earth, before we were all shut away in this vault in which we now live, before the generator stopped functioning, before the stove was a necessity, and before icicles came down from our rafters, chilling us to the bone. This story is set in a place where waves lap gently against shore. The coast is made of pebbles, not sand. The kind of pebbles upon which someone could drag their boat up to shore after a long, hard day of fishing. And indeed, Dunbeg Bay is a place where fishing happens aplenty. In fact, the majority of the population there, the people that live in that place in County Clare, they are fisherfolk. They believe in the ways of the sea. They go out every day onto those treacherous, treacherous waters, and they throw their nets overboard and drag in what catch they can. And sometimes they fill their bellies, and sometimes the sea gives them nothing. There is a woman called Joan Donaghy, and she goes out onto the coast every day. She isn't a fisher herself. She's a beachcomber. And as she scours the shore amongst the pebbles for good things to sell on her stall, she comes across something that she's never before seen in her life. A creature sat on the rocks there, looking out towards the ocean. Quietly, calmly, serenely. And she cannot believe her eyes, for it is a merrow, one of the waterfowl.
I have heard tell of your kind in these parts. You are a merrow. Your people live in the sea. I never thought I'd get to see one in my time. You have some kind of cage with you. Please, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your ways and why you have this fishing cage with you.
I am indeed a merrow. My name is Coomara. I'm from the deep out there. The ocean blue, as you might call it. I have my cage. The men of the ships that float above, they throw them over and catch my friends. Sometimes, when the ocean is wild, they themselves sink down. Their souls they leave, and I think if they use the cage to catch my friends, then I will catch their souls and put them in the cage. I have just caught a soul in this cage here from a sailor who came down and did not go back up.
No, I can't hear more of this. Oh no, I can't stay and listen to any more.
Joan rushed home after her conversation with the merrow, Coomara. She'd never before heard anything like it. Oh, she hadn't known how to take it at the time, but she knew now that it was devastatingly wrong. How could this creature keep the souls of the sailors in those cages, in those lobster pots? Well, she knew in her heart that it had been truly a mistake on his part. Something that he had just assumed and yet not known, through lack of understanding of human nature and human culture. And so she took it upon herself to right that situation. She gathered her emotions and she gathered her thoughts, and she set out once more towards that stony pebble beach.
Coomara, I am sorry I fled before, but I've returned because I need to tell you something. Those cages. You keep the souls of our dearly departed in those cages. That is wrong. That is not the way we do things.
But I keep them safe.
You think you keep them safe because you think we send our cages down to keep your friends safe.
You do not?
No. I'm afraid the fishermen send those cages down so they may capture your friends, so we may eat them.
As I eat the kelp of the ocean.
I am sorry, Coomara. We did not know they were your friends. But even so, to keep the souls of our loved ones caged like that is wrong. For our souls to be free, then they can rest. Please, please release the souls of those that you've captured.
Of course. I am torn inside that I have wronged you so, but please, no more eat of my friends. Please, please, no more.
Of course, Coomara, I will no longer eat anything that comes out of the ocean.
I shall set all of the souls free. They shall go and no longer be caged, and in return, there will be no more cages. No person of Dunbeg Bay, not Joan nor any of her kin ever met a Merrow again. Nor did Coomara, the Merrow of the area, ever come ashore, to anyone's knowledge. Although, in truth, he may have looked out from his dwelling under the waves and seen the people of the land, and knew that he knew less than he thought. Just as Joan and her kin may have looked out into the waves and considered the Merrow, and realized that they too knew less than they thought. And so, let us take the lesson from this, that although we may see cultures so different and disparate, walking side by side with ourselves, we may not in truth understand their plight, their circumstance. So that being the case, remember not to make assumptions. For assumptions are the cause of much grief in the world.